highlights channel of the Ranveer Show. This is TRS Clips.
Let's talk about the evil spirits first, and then we'll talk about demons. The evil spirits don't want to leave that sandwich realm. They don't want to pass on to heaven or hell.
So many don't want to, because there was this. Okay, let me give this example. In his second episode, I think Sarbijit mentioned about this church that we had investigated.
Yeah, in Nainital.
Yes, close to Nainital in Uttarakhand. And this was, I think, one of the creepiest personal experiences for me also, because there were demonic entities. And for the first time, we experienced an entity which was a shapeshifter.
What does that mean?
Okay, let me tell you what this incident was. I think it'll explain things better. So we went for this investigation, and we entered this location, and as our basic protocols, the psychics first take the reading of the place. So I was taking the readings, Savio was taking the readings. We both went in different directions, and we both figured out that this place has very evil demonic kind of presence which is outside the church. But inside the church, I very strongly felt that there are innocent spirits who are kind of stuck because of these demonic presence which is outside. They're scared to go, probably. Now so we decide, okay, so let's go in. I think inside is a better place to investigate. So I'm not getting into those details because Sarvajit has already mentioned it in his episode. I'm telling you my side. Okay. So I was undergoing this S-test experiment where I was blindfolded. There was this white noise playing in my eye. So I was totally cut off from the physical world, and I was totally in the spirit world. Now I started getting words. They were asking questions. I couldn't hear them. So I started getting words. There were certain words coming. I was hearing music. There was a lot of things. It was a very active place. I think that's one place where I've received maximum communication and words coming through the STEX experiment. So then I get this word shapeshift. And now when I saw the video, because this video is there on our channel, that time I saw, okay, that these guys, Sarbajit and Savio, have figured out that there is a demonic shape-shifting entity and all. But I was all plugged and, I don't know what's happening there. Now, what was happening with me was that I get this word shapeshift. Now, during the reading, when I was reading the place, the initial psychic reading time, I sensed an old lady. Okay. And this old lady was not showing me her face. She was facing back. A very weird looking. She was wearing some, long dress, and that's what I was sensing her as. And she had very uncomfortable vibes. It was kind of a demonic vibes only. So I get this word. I immediately go, my consciousness immediately goes to that lady, and I was like, wow, is she the shapeshifter? Okay, first stage. My consciousness goes further back because there was something that happened to me even before we reached that location. The night prior to getting into the investigation, I got a dream. Now, my dreams are again very active. My parents visit me in my dreams. They guide me in my dreams. And I see my mom in my dream. And she was saying some things, and a lot of things she was explaining. We were talking, and I don't remember the depth, but she didn't feel like my mom. She was dressed differently. She was wearing some two plaits with a dress, and my mom never dressed like that. And even the feel that I was getting was different. I was like, but anyways, I was like, okay, I'll look into it later. I got too engrossed in the next day's investigation. But while during that, within that span of a minute, my consciousness went from the shapeshifter to that old lady and to back to the dream that, wow, she shapeshifted and came as my mom, presented herself as my mom even before we reached the investigation. And, now why I was telling that spirituality and this is very closely connected, because see, as a healer, I'm very, very conscious of my emotions. If I trace that, okay, there is something that I'm feeling that, is making me uncomfortable, I heal out of it. One thing that I haven't healed from yet is my mom's death. It's been 2 years, but So that's exactly what this entity poked in me to bring my vibrations down so that she can overpower me. And so it was like the moment this was happening, I took back, and I was like, oh, wait, we are experiencing a shape shifting demonic entity here. I immediately raised my guards up, and I was like, I need to shield myself even more because she's trying to play with me. She tried to make me vulnerable a night prior to actually getting into the investigation. So that is how, these entities, these were, I would say, the nastiest entities that I have faced until now. Because, anyways, the investigation was done, everything was done, we wrapped up. I never shared this part of the dream with the team, I shared this with them. But something more happened. The night of the investigation, like the investigation was done, we went back, I slept. She visits again in my dream. And this time she visits as some lady. She presents herself as some lady. It was a very, very dark, detailed dream, which I very honestly don't remember now because it took me almost a month to heal out, out of it. Because if she was threatening me in that dream that she's not going to leave me, and she kept shifting, and it was so weird that I woke up screaming. And because of the nightmare, after some time I slept back and the dream continued. So these entities definitely, yeah, where there are good ones, I would say this is one of the nastiest one that I have experienced.
I'm not going to say exactly what had happened to me. Something like this has happened to me,
Okay.
where some kind of entity was stuck on me. It is extremely scary from a personal level because something is with you all the time. And there's a way to get rid of it as well,
Yeah.
which I will let you shed light on. But I'd like to ask you first why it targeted you and why it tried to make you vulnerable. Was it because it was feeling threatened by you and your team, or was it just for fun from its end? Like, what was the intention there?
Threatened.
It felt
Because,
threatened.
yes, definitely. It felt threatened.
It tries taking you on then.
Yes.
To what result? Is it trying to kill you?
No, definitely not. But probably just to bring us down because, see, when we are on field, we are in our most positive and highest versions. We are like in really high vibrations, and the entities can sense it that, we can't mess with these people. So that's why they look for, things that they can poke into to bring our vibrations down. And I think she sensed that emotion in me, and that's what she caught. And now, Ranveer, if I wouldn't have been, into so much of spirituality, inner work, I wouldn't have recognized sitting there in that estes that she is making me as, the target or bringing me down, playing with my mind and my emotions. It's only because of that constant and, that awareness that I'm in that I could actually save myself. Otherwise,
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened.
You guys had gone to that church to sort of clean it up, right?
No, it was more of our own research work that we had gone there for.
But how are you threatening it or harming it in any way?
See, it's sometimes just the presence of a very high vibration can cleanse the place.
What is a high vibration?
It could be a vibration that's emitting from a person. It could be a place. That's why certain people are taking to certain places because the vibrations of that place are so high that it automatically kind of cleanses the auric field and the energy of the person.
Okay. And it wanted that murkiness, that darkness to remain in that
Probably
place.
because probably they wanted to feed on those innocent ones who were inside. Probably they felt threatened that, probably they will just release or, help these entities find light or whatever. I don't know what their threat was.
But when you say feed on something, they are taking away that same electromagnetic.
Yeah, they're feeding
field.
on these entities. Yeah.
It's like food for them? Okay,
It is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And they become stronger with it. What do they do with the strength?
They just want to, it's like be in their form. Like they don't want to, because they are evil, right? And they want to show themselves as they are. So it's like the entire world should be scared of us. Or, even the the poor things that were stuck inside, they should be scared of us or whatever.
Okay. It's like how, I mean, I'm giving a very weird example here, but after having lots of dogs in my life, I've understood that what sex is for human beings, food is for animals. In terms of, they probably have the same rush and enjoyment when they're eating. I probably think that for entities like this, it's sapping away energy from high electromagnetic field areas where it feels like a rush, it feels like it's invigorating you.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between male entities and female entities and childlike entities?
It's energy, right? Energy doesn't have a gender. But as I said, that they usually, are seen as what they lived in their previous life. So even when we are investigating, we ask that, is there a male figure or a male entity or a female entity? If you're a male entity, give us so and so sign. So what we mean is what they lived as last. Because energy doesn't have a gender.
Okay. Like human beings in every birth can be born as a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The roles keep changing.
Okay.
And the gender keeps changing.
Okay. But there's no difference in like personality because of being a female entity or a male entity.
There will be, based on what gender there was.
Which one do you like dealing with less?
Definitely the male.
Males are more intense. Male entities are more intense.
Yeah.
Because you're a woman?
Possible, because they see that, probably, we can overpower her or something.
Okay. When you ask most guys about what's the scariest form of a ghost that they're afraid of, they'll say like an old lady, like in Darna Zaruri Hai.
I know. Because probably that is the picture that has been put in the mind since childhood. It's always the female entity and, the Daravna kind and the old lady with long nails or whatever. I mean, that's what's fed subconsciously. So by default, people get scared of.
But it's not like generally there are more female ghosts or more male.
No.
It's all a mix. Okay.
So these are playlists made especially for you. We've tailor-made learning experiences for you on DRS Clips.